Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man Drutube, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Druuill Nation. Let's get it. If you believed them, you'd have thought it couldn't have ever been done. Luckily, you didn't and knew they were liars. Let's get right into it. There were some people who lied to you. They lied to you about your abilities. They lied to you about what you were capable of. They lied to you about what you were going to become. And you now see that if you believe them, it would have put you in a terrible situation. One that you would have possibly never even came out of. The things that people try to get us to believe about ourselves are so unbecoming. They're so far away of what we truly are and where we truly see ourselves. We have to start believing more in how we feel about ourselves and what we see in ourselves rather than what someone else has to say and their opinion. Other people may be trying to get you to believe in a false version of you. Other people may be trying to get you to believe into a reality that they want you to unconsciously walk into. And your belief is the key into that open door. You might open the door to a reality to where you'd have no purpose, where you don't belong, where you would never find your purpose or your true calling. Some people do it unconsciously because they're just trying to help. Some people have done it because they didn't want to see you become your greatest version. Either way, it's not going to serve you to believe something that is not going to serve your best interest. All right. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you to achieve what you really should be going after in life. All right. When you feel good about a certain thing that you do, and you want to take up a career in that area, you want to open up a business for that type of that kind of line of work, you see yourself working or having a job in that type of profession, you have to believe in that. There are other people who may be afraid and might be trying to advise you not to take those risks, but you can't trust them. You can't believe in them. You can't trust what they say. Because whatever you feel that you're able to do, I'm here to tell you right here and right now, today, you're able to do it. Whatever you feel you're capable of, I'm here to tell you right here and right now, today, you're capable of doing it. Whatever you think you're good at, whatever you think it would be in your best interest for you to go do, as far as becoming successful, as far as becoming something in life, as far as starting a career for you, as far as working on a goal, working on a dream, working on something that you'd like to see yourself doing. I'm here to tell you right now that you need to pursue that. You would not feel that you were good at something that God didn't want you to go after. You would not feel you were able to do something that you really weren't able to do. Your higher self is trying to communicate to you that that's the right direction. When you feel at home doing something, that's the right direction. When you feel that it's something that you're doing that's giving your life purpose and meaning, that's the right direction. When you go off into certain careers and certain professions and you feel empty inside, you feel dead inside, you feel nothing when you wake up in the morning and go off to do that, you don't feel charged, you don't feel any excitement, you don't feel any delight, you don't feel anything at all. That's not the career for you. That's not the path for you. That's not the right choice for you. And it's not like you could just hop out of bed and be like, I'm this, and go do it. But what you can do is hop out of bed and decide that that's what you're going to be and start working on it today. So that way, one day you'll be able to wake up and get out of bed. All right, you'll be able to hop up out of bed, turn my swag on, took a look in the mirror, said, what's up? Hey, Don't you want to do that when you wake up every day? I'm talking about every single day. Not just one day out the week. Not just Monday, Tuesday. I'm talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Had to add that part. But I'm talking about every single day of the week. You deserve to be working your dream job. You deserve to be working your dream profession, your dream career. You deserve that. You deserve to be able to wake up and say, you know what? What do I want to do today? Revolving your work, revolving your career, revolving the life that you want to cultivate for yourself. That's what you deserve. But you have to work towards it. It's not going to be easy, but if you continue to work towards anything in life, you'll be able to achieve that. You'll be able to get to where you want to go. You'll be able to receive the things in life that you believe you can get, because nobody can tell you that you really can't get it. They might try, hey, you can't do that. Hey, you can't get that. You can't have that. Don't believe them. You have no business believing people who aren't trying to do what you're going to do. You have no business believing in people who aren't set out to do what you're trying to do. You have no business believing them. You have no business believing people who aren't doing what you're doing, who aren't taking risks, who aren't believing in themselves, who aren't looking at themselves, looking at their day and saying, you know what? I may have some things I have to do today. I may have some places I have to be today, but I'm still going to work on my dream. I'm still going to work on my goals. I'm still going to work towards becoming successful some way, somehow. And I'm not going to allow anything to get in the way. I'm not going to allow a manager to get in the way. I'm not going to allow a husband, a wife to get in the way. I'm not going to allow family, kids, anything to get in the way, because there's something that I want to be, and there's something that I see myself doing. I have to make myself better. I have to make myself greater. I have to make myself the version that I see myself inside my mind. I have to make myself who I see myself becoming. I have to. You only get one life. You only get one chance at life, and you have to make sure that you're working on yourself so that way you can live it to the fullest. You cannot believe people who aren't doing what you're doing. If they don't have any goals, if they don't have a vision in mind, you got to exit them out of your process. You got to exit them out of your thought process, because they'll hold you back. They'll cause self-doubt. They'll cause you to think that you can't do it. When you start to believe people who aren't doing anything, you're going to start to believe you can't do anything. When you start to believe people who aren't doing anything, you're going to believe that you can't do anything. And then there are some people that just don't want to see you rise. There's some people that just don't want to see you rise to the top, because they don't want to see you give it all you got. They don't want to see you give it all you got. They'd rather you give 10% instead of 110%. They want to see you give 10%. They don't want to see you use all of your greatness. They don't want to see you use all of that potential. They know you have it. They know you got it. They know it's in here. They know it's in here. They see you. They watch you. They know you. They know you've got that potential. They know you've got that greatness. They know that you have the ability to become whatever you want. And you better start using it, because they're the people who are watching you, the people who are trying to sway you in another direction. They wish they had that amount of potential. They wish they had that self-esteem. They wish they had that courage. They wish they had that drive. I'm here to tell you today, you need to keep your drive alive. Don't let them park you. They want to pull you over to the side, turn off your engine, take the key out the ignition, and park you. They want to leave you in park. They want to leave you stuck. Some of them would even put a boot on you if they could, God forbid. So why listen to someone like that? Why listen to someone who doesn't have the same goals as you? Why listen to someone who's content where they're at? You don't see them trying to achieve anything better in life. You don't see them trying to be anything better in life. You see them staying right where they are. They're happy where they are, but they want you to be happy where they are too, because they don't want to feel outdone. They don't want to feel outdone. But that's not your problem. It's not your problem when somebody wants to feel outdone. It's not your problem when somebody's vision doesn't even compare to yours. It's not your problem when somebody doesn't see for themselves what you see for yourself. You see yourself having what you want, being what you want, and being able to do anything you want to do. You see that for yourself. That's a reality for yourself. And you are willing to put in the work to create it. Don't let them stop you because they're not. Don't believe in what they have to say when they're not doing the things you have to do. You don't want to believe in the things that they have to say because your values don't match up. Your values don't line up. Your thinking process and their thinking process are out of alignment with each other. You can't listen to somebody's thought process that's not the same as yours. And not to say you can't listen to people who don't have the same similar process as you, but if they aren't going towards the same things in life, then you definitely can't listen to that person. There might be somebody who has an idea in this field of life and somebody who has a vision in that field of life. If they're both working towards a common goal, which is reaching success and becoming better than they were yesterday and becoming the best of themselves instead of the less of themselves, you might be able to trade some opinions. You might be able to resonate with that person. You might be able to find some commonality with that person. But if somebody is just not doing anything, and they want to have something to say just to have something to say, and they want to try to tell you you can't do it just for the sake of telling you you can't do it because they don't want to see you do it, can't believe that person. That person's not worth believing in because they don't believe in themselves. You have to believe in you before you believe in anyone. You can't put anything before your own personal belief. You can't even believe in God correctly until you believe in yourself. You have to be careful about listening to other people and what they try to tell you about you, who you are, what you should be doing. They may see that you have a greater potential. They may see that you have a greater purpose. They may not want to see you live in that purpose. They may not want to see you live within the realms of infinite potential. You have an abundant mindset. There's nothing that you see yourself not being able to do. You see yourself being able to achieve things that are unseen by most people. It's called having a vision. Not everyone has one. Not everyone is blessed to have one. Those without a vision will perish. You are going to keep growing. And sometimes when you're growing, sometimes when you're moving forward, sometimes when you're leveling up, sometimes when you're rising, you're going to outgrow certain relationships. You're going to outgrow certain people, certain friends, because their thought process and their thinking just doesn't match up with yours. You've reached a higher level. They're still on the same level that you met them at. They're still on the same level that you know them to be on. And in order for you to become who you are supposed to be, believing in them is not going to work. They thought you couldn't do it, especially those who thought you couldn't do it. The ones who thought you couldn't do it, the ones who tried to tell you you weren't good enough, the ones that tried to tell you you might want to do something else because you can't go do that, you got to turn them into a liar. You have to make them out to be liars. Liar, liar, pants on fire. You knew I was going to say it. You have to make them out to be liars. Put them in the hot seat with those pants on fire. And I'm not talking about the cool clothes with the flames on them. Shout out to whoever made those. Send me a pair. I'm fly. But don't allow people to tell you otherwise. Don't allow people to make you feel like you can't do something. Don't allow somebody's lie to become your truth. Don't allow their lies to become true to you. You have to stay true to you and make them out to be a liar. Let God's word be truth and every man a liar. And God says you could do all things through Christ that strengthens you. God says with him, all things are possible. Not just getting a job. All things are possible. Not just working for somebody else. All things are possible. Not just filling out an application. All things are possible. Anything you see yourself being is possible. With God, anything is possible. And that's how you have to view anything that you want to do. You have to see the possibilities within what you want to be. You have to live in the realm of infinite possibilities where everything is abundant, opportunities, positive ideas, money-making ideas, the level of success you would like to reach, the goals that you would like to achieve in life. You have to live in a limitless realm of infinite possibilities where anything that you put your mind to, you see yourself achieving. Now, with a mindset like that, with a thought process like that, if somebody's mindset or thought process doesn't match up, it doesn't add up, it doesn't equal what you see yourself being, why would you believe in them? You have to make them out to be a liar. You have to make them out to be untrue. You have to see what they said, no matter how influential they are in your life, no matter how good or well they may possibly mean. You have to see what they say as not important, as null and void, as something that is just words, something that just someone said, let it go in one ear and out the other. God says you're supposed to be listening to him. All right. God says you're supposed to listen to him. You're supposed to bring him your ear. All right. You're supposed to bring him your ear. And you're supposed to listen to what he has to say. You're not supposed to be hearing what everyone else has to say. You're supposed to be hearing people who are in alignment with what you want to do with your life, with where you want to be in your life. God says, bring your ear to him and your soul shall live. Isaiah 55:3. Bring him your ear and your soul shall live. You want your soul to live so you can be at peace. When you follow your dream, when you go after what you want to be in life, when you don't give up on what it is you see yourself being in life, it's going to bring you peace in more ways than one. You're supposed to be listening to the people that are in alignment with where you see yourself going. If someone's not in alignment with where you see yourself, you don't have to cut out what they're saying. You're not going to be able to listen to them and what they have to say. It may be helpful for some. It may be some good guidance for some, but you see yourself having more. If you are to, even if someone is trying to help you and it's not where you see yourself going, if you are to believe in them, you can't do that. You should just go do this and play it safe. You're a risk taker. You know you don't have to play it safe. You know that playing it safe for you is like holding you back. When you play it safe, you can't breathe. You feel constricted. You feel restricted. You feel like the walls are closing in on you when you play it safe. You are the type of person that is not afraid to take a chance. And in order to become successful, in order to reach a certain level of success, you got to take some risks. You have to be a risk taker. You can't worry about failure. You can't worry about how people are going to look at you if you don't achieve your goal. You can't worry about how things are going to be if you have to start over. That's what belief is for. If you fall down, you can get back up. That's what believing in yourself is about. When you believe in somebody else, that's going to make you believe in fear. Even if somebody is really trying to help you, in their heart of hearts, if you believe in them and what you're and not in what you are able or capable of doing, do you know why you're doing that? Because of fear. Because of fear. False evidence appearing real. I know you knew that. And if you didn't, now you know. But there are things that is just false evidence. People telling you you can't go do that, you should do something else and play it safe. That's false evidence appearing real. If you think there's something that you want to do and you can't do it, that's false evidence appearing real. If you think they're the only ones that are good enough to do that and be that and have that, that's false evidence appearing real. If you don't think you're good enough to go out and do it like everybody else who had a start like you, who was once someone who had doubt, who had fear, who had second guesses, but they let them all go, that's false evidence appearing real. Those are things that you no longer have to believe in. Those are things that you should not choose to believe in. And when you choose to believe in someone else instead of yourself, you're doing it out of fear. Because there's something in you that is causing you to think that you're not good enough to go out and do that like all the other people. What's the difference between them and you? What is stopping you that did not stop them? What is stopping you that did not stop them? What did they have to put to the side? What did they have to let go of? What did they have to not believe in? That's why in all my videos, I say study successful people, because it's going to be a certain point on your journey to success where you reach a level that they were at. They didn't just wake up, start their journey, and smack success in the face. Come here, success. They didn't do that. They had pitfalls. They had setbacks. They had times where they had to sit down and observe and think and learn and study because things weren't moving as fast as they wanted them to move. Sometimes they had to start all over again. Done moved someplace, went out someplace and failed. Fell flat on their face. I'm going to go out and I'm going to travel and I'm going to take my dollar and my dream and I'm going to go do this and be it. Fail. But they didn't give up. They didn't tuck their tail between their legs and crawl in the corner and face the corner and cry. And just say, I couldn't do it, so I can't do it. They didn't do that. They didn't stop what they were doing just because it didn't work out. Well, you know what, man? People gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Everybody's gonna laugh at me and told me, we told you so. You got to go through that. Yeah, we told you so. Well, guess what? We will see who was the last. We'll see who is the last and final one to say that. We'll see. You have to be the last and final person to say, I told you so. When they didn't think you could do it, you have to be the one that sees themselves as being able to say, I told you so. When they tried to program you with doubt and fear and a lack mindset, well, there's not enough out there for everyone. You know, everybody can't become successful. You know, money doesn't grow on trees, and you know, you got to play it safe. You may not be able to do that. Not everyone is going to be able to do that. Those guys are lucky. Those girls are lucky. Not everyone's got that kind of luck. You got to ignore all that. You can't pay attention to that because that's going to stop you and make you think that you can't do it if you believe that. Pay no attention. You have to pay no attention to the things you should not be paying attention to, and you have to learn who and who not to be paying attention to. Some people, they may have some important things to say. They may look like success. But even the people who look like success, there's going to be a point that comes in your life to where you can't even pay attention to them. You're going to have to trust yourself, your gut feeling, your inner wisdom, your God feeling, your intuition. You're going to have to trust that. You're going to have to trust God in you. And you're not going to be able to listen to what other people have to say unless they're further ahead of you and they look like where you want to go, or unless they're on the same path as you. Those are the only people you're going to be able to listen to. Those are the only voices you're going to be able to take heed in. The ones that are your vibe, the ones that are your tribe, the people who are either where you're at or trying to get to where you're going. Anybody else, you're not going to be able to hear them. You're going to have to turn a deaf ear to them. You're going to have to let what they say fall on silent. You have to put them on silent mode. You're going to have to mute them. You're going to have to turn the volume all the way down on people who are trying to make God out a liar. They don't really believe in God. With God, all things are possible. You tell me you're going to not believe in that to believe in man? Let God's word be hold truth and every man be a liar. You got to make liars out of some people. It's your time to make liars out of some people. Not to say they lied to you, but some of them did. Some of them didn't. Some of them just didn't want you to, they didn't want to see you fail. But they don't understand, even those that don't want to see you fail, that's a part of it. There are some people out there that are afraid to fail. They may be trying to put, so they may be not, they may be unconsciously and unknowingly programming you with failure, even though they mean you well. They may not want to see anything happen to you. Well, guess what? Nothing's going to happen to somebody who believes in God and knows that they're protected and never neglected, and that goes out to live their dream, that goes out to become successful. You have to take those risks. You have to be willing. You have to not be afraid of that. First of all, and that's what taking risks is all about. People went out to voyage for treasure. People went out to travel to new lands. People went out to explore different regions of the earth. You think they didn't face adversity, storms and animals and all these things. You know, being caught up in a storm, being caught up in a tornado, being ravaged at sea. They still went out and still believed that they were going to find what they wanted to find. They still went out and had heart. All right, that like don't let people stop you from living your life. You only got one life to live. You may have to take some risks. You may have to face some adversity. Some things may happen. But do you want to die knowing that you played it safe, or would you rather die going after something that you wanted? Would you rather die knowing that, you know what? I lived my life to the fullest. You only get one life. You don't want to die a coward. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. You want to live like a warrior. You want to believe in yourself. You want to live like the people that were talked about in history. You want to live like the people who they wrote about in the history books. You want to live like somebody that wasn't afraid to be what they wanted to be, so they went out and went after it. You don't want to be somebody who stayed home and stayed afraid. You don't want to be somebody who sat on the couch, did nothing, and stayed afraid. You don't want to be somebody who stayed in their room with the door locked and played it safe. I'm not telling you to go out into any war zone. I'm not telling you to go out in any deadly situations. I'm just telling you to go out and go after your goals. Some people, just because you're going out after your dream, they acting like you going to Iraq. They acting like you going to World War III, World War II, World War I. You just going after your dream. Why are they trying to put that much fear in you? Why are they trying to program you with so much fear? Why are they trying to stop you from living your dream, achieving your goal? Is it really going to bother them that much? Some of them, yes. Some of them are just that afraid. And they're without knowing it, unconsciously, unknowingly, trying to program fear in you, and you have to make them out a liar. You have to not believe in them. Let every man be a liar and let God's word be true. God says with him all things are possible. And they told you couldn't do it. And you're about to prove each and every one of them wrong. The ones who laughed at you, the ones who were worried about you more than them, the ones who were all up in your business, the ones who were concerned about your situation more than their own, the ones that were talking about you behind your back saying you wouldn't become anything, you wouldn't do anything, you wouldn't have anything. You would never get out of the situation that you were in. Those ones, you're going to make them out to be liars. They're going to eat their words. They're going to wish they never spoke that on you. They're going to wish they never said those things about you, because now they're going to have to live every single day knowing that they were wrong. And you had something inside of your mind. You had a thought process. You had a mindset that was right the whole entire time. You had a vision that slowly but surely led you into becoming who you were supposed to be. You didn't let their opinion sway you. You didn't let what they said stop you. You didn't let their mindset take over your own. You said, you know what? My mindset reigns supreme. I am the only one sitting on the throne in my mind. I am God and there is none beside me. And that's how you have to be when it comes to you and what you want to be. You are God and there is none beside you. There's none beside you. Don't let these people's negative opinions try to come beside you. Hey, you know, if you do that, you may fail. It may not work out how you think. You know, not everybody is going to become successful in life. Sometimes you just got to take what you got and just be content with where you're at. You may not be this, you may not be that, but not now they want to use gratitude. Beware of false gratitude. Beware of false gratitude. Beware of toxic positivity. Well, you know, you got to be grateful for what you woke up this morning. Isn't that enough? You don't want to be this, you don't want to be that. You don't want too much success. You just want to play it safe, and you just want to be happy and grateful and glad for what God gave you. Not knowing that God has so much more to give you. Not knowing that God didn't give you that. You asked him for it. What God has for you is it would if you would see what God had for you, it would blow your mind. Yo, there are some people that said that this man, he said, if you seen what God had for you, no, this is what it means, right? Behind no man can see God and live. They say that if you see God, only Moses was able to see God. Now I don't even not even only Moses came close to being able to see God. They say that if a man sees God, he's going to die. That means you're going to die to your carnal self. You're not going to be able to see God and live the same ever again. If you saw what God had for you, you would die to your carnal self, to your 3D self. You would die to the self that you are right here, your unbelieving self, your doubtful self, your negative self. And you would turn into a full-blown God yourself. Not to say you create the sun, moon, stars, mountains, birds, bees, people in the trees. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, ye are God's children of the Most High. You would be the full, most, utmost definition of that. Probably that even more, because you could do what Christ did and greater. Some people don't believe that. They don't take that for face value. They don't really, truly, honestly believe that. And just because they don't, it doesn't mean you don't have to. It doesn't mean you have to not believe it either. This is why a lot of successful people got to stay to themselves, because you're so full of ideas. When you're around people, one of them is going to end up coming out sooner or later. No, I don't think you can do that. You really think you can do that? You know you can't do that. By the time you get done talking to them, you're going to be back to square one, back to thinking that you actually can't do it when you know you can, and you're going to be having to fight this unnecessary, unwanted battle inside of you that should have never even took place. Now you're fighting World War III on the inside and on the outside. There's already enough war on the inside and on the outside. Why create more war for yourself and be completely war torn by telling other people what it is you want to do and what you want to be? They don't have the same faith as you. Your faith is different. All right. You have what they call rock faith. All right. You have rock faith. Your faith is on the rock. And you don't have time for non-believers today. You don't have time for that non-believing, non-achieving, non-succeeding mess. You don't have time for it. You're on your way. You're on your path. You may not be there yet. You may not even be close. But the fact that you're attempting, the fact that you've taken us, even if you take one step, even if you put your shoes on, might not even taken any steps yet, even if you just got dressed, got up, got washed, got dressed. I'm preparing to take a step. It's better than not moving at all. It's better than not moving on your dream at all. Some people, they don't move on their goals. They don't move on their vision. They don't move on what they see for themselves at all. and they choose to stay stuck. You got some people out to not believe. You got some people out to prove wrong. You got some people that you're supposed to be letting know what they said was false. I wish you much success and much prosperity. I'll see you in the next video. It's been another Drutube special. Shout out to the chosen vessels, where we came to give you more and never lesser. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.